Good morning to all of you. I welcome you all to the history class. We are in the third topic, which is all about civil disobedient movement. 3.1 The Salt March and the Civil Disobedience Movement. On 31st January 1930, Gandhiji sent a letter to Viceroy Irwin, and in that particular letter, there were 11 demands. Among those 11 demands, the most important demands was about the salt tax, abolition of salt tax, and to look into land revenue. The idea was to make demand popular so that every nook and corner of the country, the people will know about the scenario of India, and all the caste class of people within Indian society will be united, and also they will fight against the British government. But Viceroy did not accept Gandhi's demand at all. 11 March 1930, this was the date when Gandhiji gave an ultimatum, or he gave a threatening to Viceroy that if demand would not fulfilled, then Congress would launch civil disobedience campaign across India. But Viceroy was not at all convinced, to negotiate with Mahatma Gandhi. As a result, Mahatma Gandhi launched the civil disobedient movement. But why Gandhiji selected salt issue? Do you know about that? Because salt is such an essential item. It was used both by the rich as well as the poor people of our nation. So everyone was suffering from the burden of tax or salt tax. And Gandhiji decided, in order to bring the people together, in order to unite the people, salt issue will be the best option. After that, government had monopoly over salt production as well. Monopoly means power in someone's hand. So British government had that particular power, to produce salt. Irwin was not willing to negotiate with Mahatma Gandhi, as I have said just now. So Mahatma Gandhi started Salt March, and he was accompanied by 78 of his trusted volunteers. Just remember the number 78. Now after that, the march was over 386 kilometers or 240 miles. The march was from Gandhiji's ashram in Sabarmati to the Gujarati coastal town of Dandi. Both of these places are located in Gujarat. The volunteers walked for 24 days, about 10 miles a day. So walking for 10 miles or 16 kilometers in a day was not an easy task, isn't it? Whenever Gandhi used to stop, people used to gather and listen his speech. Gandhiji used to explain people about Swaraj, complete independence, and to peacefully disobey the British, because Gandhiji used to follow the principle of non-violence. There are also some pictures, of civil disobedience movement led by Mahatma Gandhi. On 6th April, Gandhiji reached finally he reached the destination. That was Dandi, and violated the salt law. He started manufacturing salt by boiling seawater. This marked the beginning of civil disobedient movement, because civil disobedient movement was all about to disobey colonial laws, colonial rules and regulation. And Gandhiji started when he reached his destination, that was Dandi, on 6th April. He started to manufacture salt by boiling the seawater. You can also see some of the picture on your screen, which shows us the scenario of that particular period of time, 1930, civil disobedience movement. Then how civil disobedience movement was different from non-cooperation movement. Civil disobedience movement was launched because Viceroy Irwin denied the 11 demands of Congress. After that, if we compare civil disobedience movement with non-cooperation movement, we will find that non-cooperation movement was all about not to cooperate with British. But civil disobedience movement was also breaking of colonial laws with disobeying British. Thousands of people in different parts of India broke the salt law and started producing salt. That means they followed Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was the first person who started producing salt by boiling salt water. When he reached his destination, that was Dandi. Just now I mentioned this. Then foreign clothes were boycotted and liquor shops were picketed in the non-cooperation movement. Okay, but in the civil disobedience movement, although this was done, okay, although with the spread of civil disobedience movement, foreign clothes were boycotted too and liquor shops were picketed, but peasants also refused to pay chowkidari tax. Now what do you mean by chowkidari tax? Chowkidari tax was the form of tax, okay, which was collected from the farmers, and the secretary of the state used to collect this kind of tax for compensation of village watchmen. Chowkidar, okay, chowkidar is the Hindi term of watchman. So in the compensation of village watchmen, this kind of tax collected from the peasants or the farmers, and they refused to pay this kind of tax, that was chowkidari tax, during civil disobedience movement. Try to remember, okay. Then forest law was also violated and people started going to reserve forests and collecting resources from it. Now what was the reaction of British government? How British reacted on this particular situation? British started arresting Congress leader one by one. Even Mahatma Gandhi was also arrested. Do you know that? Yeah, Mahatma Gandhi was also arrested. Abdul Ghaffar Khan was arrested in April 1930, and as a result, when Mahatma Gandhi, Abdul Ghaffar Khan, Congress leaders one by one was arrested by the British government, people started attacking police posts, municipal buildings, courts, railway stations and so on. As a result, peaceful people were also attacked by the British. Okay, women and children were beaten. About 1 lakh people were arrested by the British government. Due to this, Mahatma Gandhi called off civil disobedience movement as well. Gandhi Irwin Pact. After civil disobedience movement was called off by Mahatma Gandhi, he entered into a pact with Irwin, and that pact was known as Gandhi Irwin Pact, and this pact was signed on 5th March 1931. According to this Gandhi Irwin Pact, Gandhiji had to participate in a round table conference at London. Gandhiji's demand was to release political leaders who were arrested during the civil disobedience movement. This was his one and only demand. But he came back to India or returned India with disappointment, because when he returned India, he saw that Ghaffar Khan and Jawaharlal Nehru were still in jail. and also Congress party was declared illegal. Certain measures were taken or imposed to prevent meetings of the Congress party, demonstration and their boycotts. Gandhiji relaunched the civil disobedience movement after that. But by 1934, it lost its momentum. In this way, civil disobedience movement came to an end. So this was all in today's session. I have explained the whole 3.1 about Salt March, about civil disobedience movement in detail. But 3.2 will give you an idea of how participants saw the movement. So lots more to come. Wait for my next session, and I will conduct the next session in June. Okay, so be present as attendance will be marked. Bye bye. Have a nice day.